Uprising. Uprising, I mean, as far as they're concerned, they're the ones who are kind of in the underdog seat, even though, I mean, that's after listening to our analysts, but, you know, even though they're the ones who are deeper in the bracket by default.
Yeah, they made it through in that 4th place spot, so they get to go straight into this decider game to see if they can make it through. But NaVi Junior, definitely a team that we've seen can step up. We've already seen it in that previous stage, and now we've got some early aggression coming in from the NaVi Junior side.
God, actually, I mean, I like this aggressive setup here from NaVi. Just connector set up. The trap has been laid here, and they are just hoping that somebody from Fnatic is going to walk into it. Poker just got the angle on birthday, not going to spot anybody just yet. And unfortunately, it may not pan out here for NaVi, seeing as we've already got the lurker out on the B site, and he doesn't see anybody there. No reason for Fnatic to go into mid. They can wrap all the way around at this point.
Yeah, this is a very strange pistol round. You don't see this too often where there's one man just sitting on the B site trying to get his teammates to join him, and now they can jump across, they can get onto B safely and only have to worry about B short. I think they even have that smoke for heaven, so the plant looks almost guaranteed at this point.
That's so wild. Bomb is going to get planted. It's a 5v5 retake scenario now for NaVi. Fnatic have played around the edges the entire time this round, and I mean, that's just a wonderful play. They managed to get out onto the bomb site and hold the flank. Pepser, the Swede, just knocks him down. 3 kills for him as they try and rotate to Monster. And NaVi now down to 2 players alive and make that 1. Going to be a bit of a tough situation, although it is mouz. He's only going to get the 1 kill. And Fnatic off to a strong start.
There we go. Good work from them, figuring out that stack in the pistol, finding the open bomb site. And then from there, putting themselves in a position where they just have good post-plant positions already established. So NaVi Junior have to try and kind of run at them while they're in these tight choke points where the Glocks have a much better chance at getting those headshots they want in some good close-range fights. That pays off for Fnatic Rising. NaVi Junior will be going for a small investment of their own, though. They've got the Deegs out. They've got the Scout out for mouz. Get to see if there's anything going for them in this one as Prosus already starts to make his move up connector and takes a nade for his troubles.
Already, just a little bit of damage there. Quite a bit, actually. But, oh man. It's a bit hectic right now, Hawka. As NaVi just decided to sit pretty. Fnatic are the ones who are generating all of the action as they move into mid. They take over connector. Now they actually have a little bit of room to maneuver with. Bomb is planted in a place that's not vulnerable, so they have time to work with a minute on the clock. And long is now open for business.
They're going to continue to take their time on the Fnatic Rising side. NaVi Junior don't have too many nades left at this point either. It's not like one of those scenarios where they may be able to have multiple smokes late in the round to try and delay. They've just got 1 more smoke left, but it will be deployed into Monster. So even more time being bought. And these Deegs in these close angles can be so scary with those body shots.
They've got 30 seconds, not even 25 seconds, and they're trying to wait this smoke out. They are fully counting now, Fnatic, that their firepower is going to see them through this. They're going to overwhelm this defense as fast as possible because they have to get all 3 kills, and they do it. 15 seconds on the clock, trying to rotate down NaVi, but they're not going to make it in time. It's the thing. You can leave, if you are confident you can hit those shots, you can leave the clock down to 20 seconds when the push starts if you think that you're going to be able to get those kills immediately. If NaVi are able to get even a couple of kills in that situation, that whole round falls apart for Fnatic.
That could have easily gone the other way, especially because the flash was dodged quite well on the CTs. They spotted it quite soon, so they could just tuck back into cover. They didn't get blinded, but unfortunately not landing enough of those early shots means that Fnatic Rising are fine on the monster play this time round. They will take the 2-0 lead. NaVi Junior to save what they can into the next.
And well, that is still, I mean, that's still solid enough here for Navi. They hold on to a couple of guns. And this is going to be another round of eco, although they still decide to go for deagles, which is a bit crazy. But okay, fair enough. I mean, it's just such an investment. It means that you're just going to be a little bit limited with your nades in the next round. Makes you wonder if you're going to have some kind of setup here from Navi, a load nade kind of strategy that they want to put out there, seeing as how they're not going to be fully equipped. But still, honestly, we saw a lot of aggression from him yesterday against VP, challenging everywhere, but mainly really going for like the mid-birthday aggression. He was in connector towards the end of the first half on that CT side. Wasn't playing too much around long. It was mainly around mid. So more of that from him already out the gates with that scout.
He also had Fear playing really well alongside him as that rifler, playing a lot of different positions on long especially, sometimes in the long bathroom, sometimes committed to the long position. They were finding it really hard to flush him out too. So both of those players combining for a good A-hold yesterday. This time a boost over the top of this smoke. But it's this similar game plan from Fnatic Rising. Just a slow start to the round, taking a bit of map control and leaving their options open.
Yeah, really focusing on this B site early, Fnatic. Right out the gates, not messing with A at all. And it's going to be another B split up short. 3 through Monster, 2 through short. Navi trying to rotate bodies in here as quickly as possible. It's just not going to be enough. Of course, Monster's going to collect his pound of flesh, and he gets another one. So he is just always going to find kills. But I guess the thing is, you know, as far as Fnatic are concerned, so long as they can get bodies onto that bomb site, then it's fine. It's going to work out.
A couple of kills out of this round. But Fnatic Rising, yet again, back to that B bomb site. Going well for them so far. The question now is going to be, can they keep on playing this same style when they go up against that AWP, when they go up against those rifles? Because that's where we might see NaVi Jr. start to go for those more aggressive fights and stop this default from happening. So far, so good for Fnatic Rising. Seems like they have done their homework here. They'll get the 3-0 lead off the back of it.
Solid early play towards B. But yeah, now's the question of not if they've been conditioning Navi to worry about the B site in these first 3 rounds, only to go for the shift over towards mid, for the shift over towards long, and to hit the A site. It is something that you see a lot of on that T side, where you're trying to condition your opponent to think a certain way, so that it then sets up for the following round, so you can kind of catch them off guard with that shift strategy. So we'll see if that's what Fnatic had in mind. They do have the AWP now on Regali, so he has been getting a lot of attention from our analysts. We're going to be curious to see what he's able to bring to the table here in this series. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to perform. So we'll see if that actually impacts him, or if he's one of those beasts that just thrives under pressure.
Oh, these spams are so scary. Players are so good nowadays at lining these up. Oh, and you see Oncare doing what he can. Both players taking some damage through the wall. And Oncare goes back for more, almost getting the kill outright. Down to 5 health on the other side, but it's a nade kill from Fnatic Rising to kick things off.
Man advantage still, though. Yep, and now they just want, it looks like they just want to try and push the, what is going on? Somehow able to just brute force their way through Monster. 2 kills, and Navi just left wondering what the hell's going on over here. Fnatic, I mean, this is a very straightforward way of going about it. That is the second time they've decided to just charge Monster, and it's worked out. Somehow Navi are going to have to make some adjustments here on the B side. It was brought up going into this map that you know, the B side does need a little bit of attention from Navi. They need to try and find a solution for it, and clearly that's still the case.
I think the thing that really worked for NaVi Jr. yesterday was Cynics generally was doing a pretty good job on B at just getting that little bit of information and then backing off and then surviving. But it looks like at the start of this game, NaVi Jr. just want to fully fight aggressively into Monster, into those angles. So they're not having those chances to fall back and maybe buy a bit of time. it's very much an all-in defense right there, where you're just committing fully to those fights, and as soon as you lose them, you're done for. So we might need to see a plan B from NaVi Jr. if that keeps going against them on the B site. But for now, so far, so good for the Fnatic Rising guys.
Yeah, they're loving life right now. It's worked out perfectly for them. They're on the T side of Overpass, and they've got 4 rounds already with a decent bank to fall back on as well. So, I mean, really just the best possible start. And now, not only have you got those 4 rounds, you've done it by just repeatedly smashing that B site. So now you know that Navi are destabilized on their CT side, and they're going to be the ones trying to pivot. This is where you can get ahead of the game if you're Fnatic Rising, and you can start shifting ahead of Navi, because Navi are just trying to figure out, are they going to keep hitting B over and over again? And it's that game of chicken that we can see a lot between 2 teams that are evenly skilled, right? One team just keeps hitting that one site, and eventually the CT side are thinking, well, they're going to have to go to the other bomb site, aren't they? What do they? You know, we'll find out. Already into sewers here, Fnatic. Very quick through. Smokes to cancel out the mollies and just looking for the early fight. No hesitation from them.
Oh, I don't think NaVi Jr. were ready for that either. Pogolov crossing into this position, almost got caught out. The molly will be there, and he doesn't need to smoke it. So safe behind this pillar for the time being, but it's not an ideal position to play from this bomb site. Fnatic Rising is still just waiting to see if that pick comes their way, but with that smoke up at Monster, it won't be coming in, and they'll just back up.
Terrific early pressure coming out from Fnatic, though. Navi were clearly expecting there to be the A play this time around, there to be presence in mid, presence towards long from Fnatic, because they put 3 players out there, aggro, just looking for fights, and yet Fnatic was like, hey, we're going to go towards B again. Now, mowever, look at this shift from Fnatic. Other side of the map, and Fear, finally! It's his time to shine, and it is perfect. Set up with the help of mouz. Nice flash there from mouz, thrown in there to help his teammate out, but 3 kills for Fear. And Fnatic, the first time they show presence on this side of the map, and they get smacked.
Now mouz getting involved too. A couple of shots to close it out. High fives between those two, because they deserve it. They did everything to win their team that round. And we are starting to see those mind games come into play. So Fnatic Rising put a lot of pressure on B early in that round. They actually did draw that rotation down to B. They drew 4 CTs down to the B site, but mouz just got back up to A in time to help out with that flash. From far away, he jump throws it across. Fear is set up for a really nice spray down, and it just works out where mouz realizes in time he can rotate back up to A, and he gets there just in time to throw that flash through.
I really, more and more now, I am being sold on the idea of just leaving Fear and mouz to work together for Navi. Now, they're both of them are hitting shots. mouz just wrecking everybody. Fear also standing tall. So if you have the 2 of those guys that can play together in a duo, just leave the other 3 at B every round. Forget trying to, play clever over here on mid or A. You don't need that extra body. You need the extra body on B. So early rounds, at least, we're gonna have Navi. They did have 3 over here on the B side early. mouz shown a lot of pressure, a lot of presence in connector and in mid. And with a minute now, we're going to start hitting that point where it's going to start slowing down a little bit for Navi, and it's going to start speeding up for Fnatic, because Fnatic have now got that mid presence that they've been looking for.
See just how active that ult can be for NaVi Jr. Already 2 attempted shots from mouz quite early in the round, but neither of them connecting this time. We have got that 3rd player rotating up to A for the time being. Although that looks like it's about to change, as Oncare will go back down to B, and with good reason, because Fnatic Rising have cut the noise, low time left, and they'll try and sneak back to B.
That's just Pogor dropping the ball there. KST with the double. Fear's going to find one, but that was just a lurk over towards A. Pepser and Kev were trying to set up a diversion over here towards the A site. mouz's only going to just now make it into heaven, and, well, I think he's going to stay there and wait for the next round, because there's no way you're retaking now in a 2v4. But that's, I mean, that's a tough break there for Navi. They were trying to get clever by going for the bait and switch, right? Pogor just needed to trust his teammates and didn't manage it. Or rather, that was Pogor, actually. I think it was Cynics who was the one holding anti-flash, and Pogor was the one to actually kind of drop the ball there.
And it is that similar setup where they are focusing so heavily on fighting Monster. They really want to win those early fights. They really want to catch them in that choke point. But if you lose that first fight, you're in so much trouble in that Monster position.
At least they saved the AWP from Monsi. That was way too close. Would have been a huge win for Fnatic to take that op out of Navi's hands. Instead, now Navi going to be pretty well equipped going into this next round. FAMAS on care just to be able to get some grenades going. And in the meantime, Fnatic, they are just, man, they're cruising. Fully equipped, full nades, good bank, good. It took a hit, but it's still solid. And now, well, early presence here in mid from Pepser at least. Gonna go ahead and peek around here and see if he can find Monsi. And Navi really are trying to pivot and put some pressure over towards B. Pogor and Onkar both playing towards sewers this time around, and they are doubled up. They can still take this fight. There's a lot of bodies, though. Fnatic, they got a lot of firepower here. And Regali's going to find a kill on Onkar already.
Oh, they're just jumping across and leaving that AWP to hold for the aggression, so they'll get across towards the site safely. And now with this smoke up on short, it's so difficult to deny that bomb plant, and a 3v5 retake is a real tough ask.
So impressed with Fnatic. They had a game plan going here, and they're just smashing this B site over and over again. Navi, keep trying to change it up, keep trying to find a way to get aggressive, make something happen on B, and it's just slipping through their fingers each time. Painful to watch. And well, Pogor is just having a real rough time. At least it's not going to be a secret agent for him. He's got 1 assist, but he's got 0 kills so far. Cynic's 1 kill, Onkar 1 kill. So Fnatic are realizing, okay, Monsi and Fear have got 11 kills between the two of them. But the other 3 guys play B, and we just keep going over here. Well, they just can't seem to kill us. So let's just go to B every round.
And NaVi Jr. have to ask themselves, when do they switch things up? They had 1 round where they rotated 4 players to B, but it may be time to just have that AWP go for a fight. You could maybe flash him into Monster at some point and see if you can just try and get an early kill in that sort of position. Right now, it doesn't seem like this setup is working on that CT side. They're losing way too many early kills. That was a round where they did try to switch things up slightly too. They go for that short aggression instead. And yet still, these aggressive stances are unsuccessful for them. Fnatic Rising find a way around it. And it is, as you said, very good to see they've just come in with that game plan and they've instantly put it to use. And it's worked in almost every round for them.
Yep, they've looked very solid indeed. But this is, all right, so I'm wondering if this is more in line with what we were supposed to expect to see from Navi on Overpass, where against a more experienced team, the cracks would show. Because I don't know if VP really had what it took to challenge them yesterday. Analysts were making it sound like Navi's map pick next is going to be an utter slaughter. So very curious to see if it's just going to be that reversal where Navi are like, right, okay, this is a map that is clearly a struggle for us, but they're not going to check out just yet. This is a best of 3 after all.
Yet again, an early kill lost for the CTs on that B side of the map. This time they had a couple of players in Connector who could have been close by to try and crunch in on B and maybe find a flank, but you can't stick around in Connector too long before you start to be concerned about getting crunched yourself from both sides. So they fall back, and now despite being a man down, NaVi Jr. will play back from the bomb sites. And this is that round where we see that AWP switch things up and play down on B. Ooh, that's tough. Looked like the flash might have gone slightly too far onto Regali's angle. He was holding a pretty tight angle, so very hard to flash the AWP there. He lands the shot, and now NaVi Jr. have a really hard round to come back from.
It's going to be a struggle every time, no matter how you cut it. And well, now, what is it that you can hope to do here? I mean, you're just going to have to cross your fingers and hope that Monsi is going to be able to just go completely baller bonkers. I mean, he's about to be run into by 4 players. There's the first shot from him. Nades are here, and wow, nicely done by Regali. 1-for-1 trade, 8 seconds left, plenty of time. Once again, you clear the bomb site, you plant that bomb with 5 seconds left, doesn't matter. You get that bomb planted, that's all that matters. So Fnatic, that's twice now where they've got a sub 10-second bomb plant, but both of these times it actually looks pretty solid for them.
Oh, they have no clue that KST is close by either. He's going to line him up. The boost unsuccessful. No line of sight to any of the players. They were playing so safe on the bomb site, and KST got into such an advanced position that he could lock in the round. And as you pointed out, it doesn't matter if these rounds are coming somewhat close on the clock, because so far in this game, Fnatic Rising have been solid at just taking this B site quite quickly. You saw that flash there, didn't quite blind Regali in that replay, went just slightly too far, gave him that chance to extend the advantage for his team. Fnatic Rising get themselves up to a 7-1 lead, and now NaVi Jr. this time, because they tried the retake, don't even have the saved guns, so it's not looking too good for them here.
We'll have the hero off. But yeah, he's in hot water now, but a beautiful shot. There it is. Takes down Process. Oh, if he can back off before that smoke clears, and he will be able to make it just in the nick of time. Honestly, he's able to back off, but Pepser has made some headway up on towards this A site. Through long, he's already past restroom. He can completely outflank mouz in a moment here. If he realizes that this bomb site is open, he's going to hear the footsteps. What is going on? Now mouz realizes Pepser just completely gave up the element of surprise. He's just trying to draw attention to himself as the bomb is going B.
KST's already got that early kill onto B, but there are more players waiting in the wings, and he clears out that second man. The molly would have done good work anyway, but there are 2 players on short. They'll both be smoked off, and in comes that AWP. A couple of missed shots on these first attempts. That bomb yet to be planted as these scrappy fights continue, and they've still got that flank coming in from the Fnatic Rising side.
Unfortunately, I mean, it's really going to be a mystery. Can Pepser get any value here? KST catching out Fear, that's huge, and there it is. Regali going to find that shot on mouz. And this is going to be a bomb plant for Fnatic in a moment. Or they're just going to get that kill on Junior. Out of the picture. With not a lot of time. They were down to 15 seconds. So well played there on Fnatic's part. They just continue to utterly dominate this first half. And NaVi Jr. just still struggling to have any kind of impact. Cynics and Pogor, 1 kill between the 2 of them. And 3 kills on Oncare. So the kills are just not coming in right now for NaVi. Really struggling to find the impact. And so now we're going to get that buy coming in here from NaVi. Rifles online, decent nade count. Change of action here from mouz. He was expecting a quad boost, not going to find it. Now we're Fnatic. There it is. A little bit of a boost over the top, and Process going to go down. Oncare finally going to get a little bit of an impact going here.
This time they win that first fight thanks to the sneaky boost. And now this B site may feel more comfortable. Do need to make sure they don't give away any early picks though, which has been a problem for them so far. But AWP will go back to heaven to have the chance to rotate between the bomb sites, but Fnatic Rising still look quite set on going into B here with more of a contact play.
Oh, do they just go charging through this maw? There's no way you go through this smoke again. Yeah, well, they do. This time, however, they just hold down mouz1, NaVi, double kill, and that's how it's supposed to go. You should have the angle covered. Even if you get flashed, you just hold down mouz1 and spray. And with 2 players this time doing it, for one, you know, the 3rd time was not the charm for Fnatic. They got away with murder twice, but the 3rd time they get shut down. Regali with his AWP, hoping to get first. He's just going to find a shot on Cynics. That's going to be at end of the road. Double kill for mouz in the round. And finally, the streak is over. Oh, that was 4 rounds in a row there for Fnatic, and NaVi Jr. get their 2nd round and a half. Some kills there as well for NaVi, so it's going to feel good for them.
Again, they had that double up on Monster, but this time just winning that first battle makes such a difference. It makes sure that you can dictate those trades in the Monster position. It is such a tight choke point that as long as you win the first fight, you're probably fine, because it's really hard for the Ts to work together and stand side by side there. So nice work from NaVi Jr. to win those early battles, and Ooh, this is a dangerous position, but it's working out well for him. mouz with the early kill on that AWP, and he will get straight back into the bathrooms.
Chance, yep. You expect him to hit shots like that. mouz is too fast. So goes for the repeat at long. Both kills for him, and this is where we saw a lot of this from VP. They kept challenging mouz, and they just could not handle the pressure. If they start going over here, Fnatic, and start playing early A, I mean, this is in mouz's wheelhouse. This is exactly what he had working for him yesterday on the CT side. Just utterly shut them down, was always finding that 1 to 2 kills, him and Fear. They are the heavy hitters on NaVi right now. And so Fnatic, you're almost wishing that they would just reconsider and just go back to hitting B. Go back to hitting that B site.
Well, now they're down to a 3v5. They need to find some way back into the round, ideally with an early kill. Ollie goes into bathrooms to make sure these close angles don't have to be cleared. The AWP can play far back here and not be too bothered. That smoke on long will fade, and they will be playing this passive setup, but the flashes come through. Fear blinded and hunted down. Now the AWP has to deliver, but Prosus gets 2 entry kills, and now Fnatic Rising have a good opportunity, but in comes Oncare. The bomb will be planted, but at least NaVi Jr. get that frag.
Now at least you have for Fnatic the post plant situation is actually a winnable one. Cynic's managing to make his way onto the site. He's got that bomb. All 3 of them have kits, and so it is an option to just try and stick this. Cynic's looking like he wants to do just that, but KST with the double kill. Kev gets one of his own, and NaVi, again, shades of simple here from mouz, where he's always going to be getting that 1 to 2 kills, but if he goes down, he has to count on his teammates to carry that round afterwards, and we saw it happen a few times versus VP yesterday where his teammates weren't able to get it done, and once again, NaVi with the man advantage going into the retake, they are unable to win the round.
Someone we haven't talked about too much on the Fnatic Rising side is Prosus, who has the 2nd most opening kills at this event so far. He's been Fnatic Rising's 2nd highest rated player too. You get to see a bit of that in that round, where they need someone to come through for them with some early action, some early kills to get them onto a bomb site. He delivers to put them in that scenario, and then the players at the end there close it out really nicely with some fast frags, and Fnatic Rising all grouped up around B. We've seen this before.
This time no flash. They try and lurk their way through the smoke, and that's not going to happen. Pogo and Oncare looking to hold it down, and they will. I mean, you're still sitting here. That's Oncare, a quad kill for him, so big round, but you're still just kind of sitting and puckering up just a little bit when it comes to that NaVi defense on B. It always feels like Fnatic, they've had so much success so far on that side of the map. Feels like they are so vulnerable there, NaVi, on the B site. But look at that, NaVi, they've succeeded in actually draining Fnatic's bank. These guys were all sitting on 10K plus money, and now they have to go for Galils just to be able to afford some grenades. So this is a good chance here for NaVi to try and save something here from this first half.
Even in that round, you see how much emphasis they're putting on Monster to make sure they can lock it down. Oncare, not normally that player who is focusing on Monster, but he's that 3rd man stacked there who had to be in position to get a bunch of those kills. So a nice read to put himself in that position and be ready to help his teammates hold down Monster, which has been a problem position for them so far. Yeah, big round here for NaVi Jr. though. They could really do with getting this one, with getting themselves back into a position where they can get a reasonable amount of rounds from this first half. That smoke won't help the AWP on the other side though. Oh, hang on a minute. Okay, I thought for a second we were going to see something crazy, but they're just falling back.
Wondering for a moment, but it is going to just be Fnatic gathering up towards Banana, towards that A site. And we may get the execute from them. Just trying to go straight forward. It depends on how much room NaVi are willing to give them, but with that smoke going down, blocking off Fear, Brigali's going to find the kill on mouz, who's jumping for info. Nicely done there. It was an opportunity for Fnatic to get in here, and with 30 seconds left, I think actually the clock is going to force their hand. They have to move up onto A.
Fear moves into bathrooms to try and be a nuisance, but in comes the Orb of Regali. Another kill onto A, and now Oncare, that man who just rotated up, isn't in a good enough position to lock it down. All 3 kills go the way of Fnatic Rising. They've got the bomb plant, and they've got the round all but confirmed. Those wall bangs even doing a bit more damage on the end.
It's amazing. I cannot believe that they're able to recover that situation. It looked so promising, but again, you get those peaks for info like that, and against ops of the caliber of mouz of Regali, an instant is all they need, and that opening kill on mouz just throws it out of whack there. Fnatic able to pressure up onto that bomb site afterwards, Regali with a monster round. Both of the key kills were his, as Fear got picked as well by him, so double digits on the T side for Fnatic. Here I was seeing the NaVi were starting to fight back a bit, but it's not looking too hot. Double digits on a T side, I mean, bodes real well for the second half here for Fnatic, and there's going to be a tremendous amount of pressure on NaVi to get something done on their T side if they want to make this a competitive first map. Monty's gone for the hero AWP as well, but unfortunately for him, nobody in mid. Fnatic setting up shop outside of that B site once again.
This is somewhat scary for Regali. He hasn't got the backup here, so he will be traded out. Another AWP picked up for NaVi Jr., but in comes the playthrough monster. Those rifles attempting to get their way through. Hogolov taking a lot of damage on that AWP, has to fall back and leave it up to that USP. And there's no way Cynics is holding the site alone in that position.
Easy done. Process gonna find him. And now it's on Fear and mouz just, I mean, yeah, back off. You don't want to have anything to do with this. Save that AWP for the last round of the half. It means that Fear won't have to drop one for you. And Fear could actually maybe drop a gun for a teammate instead. So that could be a win. That could be a decent win here for NaVi in terms of just getting fully equipped going into this next round. Oncare is going to be a little light on the money. Let's see if Fear can get anything here. Oh, perfect. This is how it's done. I think Kev is going to spot him in a moment, though, and that's unfortunate. What? No way! Does he get a kill? Oh, come on. You have to hope that he finds something here. Just a kill, but no rifle. That's such a shame.
Oh, man. Well, I guess it's better than nothing, getting the 1 kill, but it doesn't make a massive difference here. Going into the end of the half. At least they get another gun round on the board. A couple of AWP out as well, but NaVi Jr. just haven't been winning rounds here on this CT side. Yeah, they've just struggled to find a solution. They've tried a couple of switch-ups with aggression towards B. They've had the round where they did stack Monster, which works for them, but never consistent round wins. That AWP yet again looking for a way in early, but Molly forces him straight.
Thinking about it, yep. No chance there. mouz trying to make some kind of action happen, but this time he is going to have a chance as Fnatic have elected to clear out Connector. There's going to be a little bit of presence from them in mid. And, well, the bomb, it's looking like Pepster's going to pick that up, and maybe we're going to get them hightailing it. No. It is looking like they're going to try and press the issue here, Fnatic. At least they got mid control now. So mouz and Fear are going to get tested. Oncare is rotated up to the A side as well.
One of the nice things about rotating up is you can still smoke Monster for your teammates. You know that lineup, and you can stack this A site heavily. Oh, here comes that AWP battle, and this time mouz comes out on top. He does take a lot of damage in the process, though, so Fear may have to be the main man here on the hold. Playing this close angle. Flash here for support, but he's been taken out already. Another shot lands from that sniper, and the rotate from NaVi Jr. now arriving in time, but the kills keep on coming. Back to a 3v3, and they're going back to B.
24 seconds left. It's maybe a bit of a stretch. Yep, they're thinking better of it. KST is going to keep trying to sell this, though. But with no nades, you have to just run. And KST finding that kill on Pogar. Pogar's Molotov, however, going to cost him. And now mouz and Cynics have rotated fully down to the B site. The bomb is going to get planted default, and this is outrageous. Fnatic getting a bomb plant here. Can they even rotate in? This is going to be so difficult now for mouz and Cynics.
it's so tough. There is a player still playing on the site itself, but they're not ready for it. And Cynic's had to wait out the smoke, finally coming in for the first fight, but he can't react in time. 12-3 at the half for Fnatic Rising. What a call in that last round to stay composed under the time pressure. They do sell that fake on B. They get themselves onto the wide open A bomb site. It's not easy to pull off those sorts of rounds when there's such little time left on the clock. You can easily just let that round go astray, but they do everything they need to find the open bomb site. And this pick is looking like a fantastic one right now. They've clearly done their homework.
They are doing what the analysts were expecting as well, which is to just hit that B side over and over again. Clearly, what VP needed to do yesterday. No wonder mouz and FURIA were just having a field day yesterday. They kept getting challenged in mid, kept getting challenged long. Here we're seeing Fnatic just repeatedly smash that B bomb site, and NaVi clearly with no answer. So that's how it was supposed to go on overpass for Fnatic. They're going to be feeling real good about that as we're taking a look at some of these highlights. Plenty of good kills throughout this entire half. But now we're going to have to see, are NaVi capable of bringing it back? Now that you're not going to be limited to a bomb site per se, maybe, you know, mouz, you'll be able to make some magic happen here on the T side.
You gotta hope so. But yesterday their T side took a long time to get rolling on this map. It took them a while before they could find some success. We were saying that this could be a map that suits their slow play style on the T side that NaVi Jr. oftentimes like to work with. Because you saw here how Fnatic Rising were taking quite a lot of time in some of these rounds, and they were taking space. They were selling fakes on either side of the map in some of these, but not sure if we will get to see NaVi Jr. doing that here.
Not at all, but what we will get to see, or hear, is NaVi on the comms.
Ready?
Go.
Не видел.
Пикал. Миля не пикает. Нагло. Идем длинно, нагло.
Да.
Я отпикиваю.
Прыгаю тут.
К вам это.
Я реady выпрыгивать.
Давай, прыгай.
Прыгаю. За деревом осторожно, дочекаю уже. Не вижу.
Нижнего.
Я дам бомбу. Сон выкинул тебе бомбу сейчас.
Угу. Идем вместе, пацаны, нахуй. Да, вода аккуратно, может быть.
Кто с армором?
Давай.
Так ты первый с армором.
Да.
Монстр на
я
чек.
понимаю.
Увидел ногу мою. Монстр на чек.
Я на молике.
Где?
Можем начинать, как
Я иду
готово.
на дым.
Я ради. Давай.
Я реди. Дал дым.
Там мало.
Флэш. Не дал флэш. Флэш.
А чем?
Я фул.
Хорошо. Воду убил.
Хлопа.
Хорошо.
Слева? Убил?
Хорошо.
Лаз был
На,
где?
аккуратно.
Не, вроде есть реально, нет? Можешь лаз?
Хорошо.
Супер. Давай,
Давайте ёбнем их.
And we're back with a NaVi winning the pistol round, starting to, you know, showing a bit of energy there when they were finally able to get a little bit of something to go their way. So we get to see them extend it. I mean, I think yesterday, wasn't it the case that NaVi got up on a map point and then it was the inability to close? You know who doesn't have a problem closing? That man on your screen right there, Pimp, Maui, and of course, Banks. Banks is just, is he? Okay.
Oh, yes.
Just got that Van Damme going.
Incredible.
Mad lads.
Got a feeling Banks is not quite that flexible in real life.
He has fought though, so I think he has like done some MMA. So maybe he can kick. I don't know about that.
Maybe. I doubt he could do the splits though. Come on.
I mean, the thing is with Banks, you know, right now you just got to run. He's probably not going to be able to catch you, so you'll be all right. Just run away. It'll be fine.
It's easy to say that when you're in the comfort of your home, Semler.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Maybe next time I blast, you know, it's gonna get. We'll have to do a sprint or something just to see who's faster. What is going on here though? It looks like we got a timeout called. But we should be getting into the thick of things now.
There we go. Straight back into it. We haven't seen too many of the D rounds today, because NaVi Jr. had kind of just been saving a lot of the rounds previously. They were just saving a couple of guns, so they were constantly just about having enough money to keep buying. So I want to see a couple D rounds. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple 1Ds in this round for the Fnatic Rising side. Let's see if they can do it. They've gone for the investment, while NaVi Jr. have a good fair few guns after winning that clean sweep in the pistol.
Oh, let's see. Oh, nice shot from mouz. Takes down Regali. Opens up that pressure in mid. Uncare going to find a double in connector. And, well, this is looking like a very good round here for NaVi. Keeping their cool in the anti-eco. And you're right, we saw a lot of Deagle shenanigans yesterday in both of our best of threes. But we will not be seeing that from Fnatic this time around, barring some kind of miracle here. KST is pushing up Banana. And Cynics is here with the bomb. There's a chance. KXT and Pepser, they've rotated to the correct bomb site.
Still this AK on the other side, though. Eventually, headshot will be landed. And I think that should put an end to this. NaVi Jr. go ahead and pick up this all-important second round. That gives themselves that bit of comfort they would have needed heading into this second half. After such a tough time in the first half, they had to get this strong start, especially when you can put your opponents on the back foot in the economy game. That is your best chance at getting back into this. If you can keep on forcing those low buys, it gives you that ability to just keep on running it back.
Yep. Without a doubt. We're going to get the hard eco coming in now from Fnatic. And we have Flash set up, just hoping that somebody is going to walk into the trap. This is all on contact. This is all on ears. KST has got the flash. And at this point, they are just hoping that somebody's going to walk right into this stack. Cynics is still chilling out over towards B, though. He hasn't seen anybody just yet. He's been holding pretty passively. It's looking like NaVi are going to end up face-checking this scenario, and that can be a disaster for him. If that flash goes, it's going to get used, and unfortunately, nobody was standing there. Now the game's up.
Yeah, it's been given away slightly. All the kills coming in quick succession. NaVi Jr. will be happy with that. Couple of MAC-10 kills in there. But now we will be back to the rifles for Fnatic Rising. AWP already out for both sides into this initial gun round. Not much of a chance here. They got that initial dink onto the connector player, which maybe got them a little excited, but just running out into the open, there are just too many angles for the NaVi Jr. players to come from. Now we'll get to see what the CT setup looks like for Fnatic Rising, though. They will be playing with that AWP over on A, as you would expect. 3 players stacked on B early, and a good bit of early nade damage coming in for the CTs.
Just a little bit, dusting them up. This has actually, I mean, this is the name of the game on the CT side, overpass. You need to show presence, you need to get those nades out there. And then you can see just how quickly that has an impact on Navi's confidence. They slow everything down. But now they've decided to take over long. They've got mouz, fed AWP to watch their backs. Cynics getting chased outside of B. That is crazy. KST just not holding back. Him and Peps are working together to just take over outside of Monster. And there's a freebie. That's allowing Kev to rotate up to the A site, and this round is going to be a wash for NaVi.
Shot landed from Regali this time on that AWP. We've seen those AWPs go head-to-head a couple of times now. Regali has been getting the better of it in a couple of these occasions. 43 seconds for NaVi Jr. to try and salvage this round. They do have 2 full sets of nades, but there are 3 CTs on A, and they're playing aggressively near these bathrooms. Oh, just no way in. Absolutely no way in.
Oh, there it is. Nicely done, Fnatic. That was some all-out aggression, though, outside of Monster. I have not seen a player get hunted down like that in a while. Guy was running away, just trying to put some distance, and Fnatic were having none of it. That was sick play from KST. So nicely done there by Fnatic, really taking the fight to NaVi, not letting them get comfortable. And NaVi, well, they managed to get a couple rounds on the board. That feels good for them, but now they have to do the hard work. It's going to be against a fully bought-up Fnatic. Whereas themselves, you know, they're still going to have some grenades to work with here. They're still actually going to have a pretty decent buy. So what is it that NaVi elect to go with here? Does leave you wondering. Because that was a tactical timeout called by NaVi. I mean, they've got full money. They're not playing as aggressively towards B, so they could try and go sewers fast the way that Fnatic were doing to them, and see if they can get some early pressure going over there. But it seems like NaVi's game plan rotates so much around Muncie. He is going to be going aggressive though. Look at this, just combat off. Straight into sewers. He was hoping for some action, and Fnatic called it. They had 4 players on B. They were ready for a B rush.
And they're happy leaving that AWP alone on A. They're doing some damage on those spams. Nessie coming towards the site itself, looking for one of these players. They finally give him the chance, and it is a very quick shot coming in from the CIS AWP. Man advantage taken by NaVi Jr. That's what they were waiting for, and Kebe came so close to spotting them on that boost. Doesn't get the opportunity to pull that frag back.
Wide. I really like to see these combination nade plays coming in here from the players. You know, they've really got those the B bomb side mapped out when it comes to the HEs. Double HE to barrels. They didn't catch anybody, unfortunately. But I do like the idea coming in. Both of these teams have been using double nade combos towards B to just try and do some damage. But now it is going to be the execute. 25 seconds on the clock, and it's time to go.
Ooh, kills all over the bomb site. Keva getting a couple with this AK. Fnatic Rising on top of the trade so far, but Cynics wants to change that. Running in with the Galil, getting a double, and leaving it all up to this rotated AWP of Regali. Bombs being planted, so he has a chance to try and figure out these positions. He seems to know there might be a man on this left side. He looks for the shot, but Cynic's there with the Galil, and he had a really quiet game so far. So a great quad kill from him, giving his team another round.
Well, that quad kill puts him up to 6 kills total. Okay, so yeah, quiet game is a way to put it. It's good of him to join the server, as far as NaVi are concerned, because they definitely needed a round like that, and that really saved NaVi. Well played, Cynics. Better late than never, and that is going to put Fnatic in a half-buy situation. I mean, they still have quite a bit of room to maneuver with here, Fnatic, so I'm glad to see them not trying to just go for some crazy force buy. Go for Deagles. We know how lethal Deagles are, but more importantly, focus on having a strong buy in the next round. So, as far as Fnatic are concerned, they're sitting pretty. And they are, again, just calling. Fnatic are really waiting for NaVi to fully commit to the B site early. The way that Fnatic were doing on their T side, you know, 2 players into sewers very quickly, playing very aggressively around Monster. They keep expecting NaVi to try and make these plays, and so they keep stacking over here towards B. But NaVi are just not having any of it. They've put 3 players out long again, playing around Monacy.
Oh, it's the same jumping from Cynics. They should be hearing this. Cynics will spot them. And this time he gets 1 kill, but is traded out. So kind of a repeat from that previous round where he's been caught early. Process trying to see what he can do, but NaVi Jr. have muscled him off that angle. They can get themselves towards bathrooms, and this rotation isn't easy for Fnatic Rising, especially as these smokes come through onto A.
Severe firepower for NaVi, but now there's going to be a full-on sandwich. Monty's going to get shot in the back in a moment. He realizes, though, turns around. Onkir's there to watch the back as well. And just like that, that was way too close. It looked like Fnatic had a chance to get a backstab going on that push, and yet somehow Monty realizes they pulled the trigger a bit too quick there, Fnatic. Nice HE on a Regali to take him out of the picture, and NaVi survived the round with 3 players alive. Was that Fnatic just getting a little ahead of themselves, maybe? Had they kept walking, they get mouz for free. No way, no doubt about it.
Maybe they just thought they could take that free kill they had and hopefully just cause chaos and make it hard for those NaVi Junior players to figure out exactly where they needed to look. But NaVi Junior did a pretty good job recovering in that scenario, considering the circumstances. We should see a more standard round, though, now for Fnatic Rising. That was more of a risky one, where they had a bunch of players pushing, a bunch of unexpected positions. This time it is a more standard approach with the full rifles in hand. Fnatic Rising have been willing to play proactively so far, though. We may see this boost set up. Oh, it is going to work out for Kevin. No one looking his way. It's an early kill in favor of the CTs.
That is just what Fnatic need, although we have seen them with man advantages. And NaVi have not given up in those rounds. Nicely done, though. mouz gets caught. Boost over the top, and Kev's not going to let him get out of that. That is so sick. Bogart going to be able to get that trade, though. Wallbang battles, and Ankar finding Regali is really going to throw a wrench in things here. Fnatic need to be careful. They are losing control of this round.
Ankar, the man to make the difference in this one. Double kill out onto A. He is one of those players on the NaVi Junior side capable of making those solo plays. Maybe going for more here. Another kill for Ankar. They molly behind him on the NaVi Junior side to try and make it even more unexpected that he was already down into bank. It worked out really nicely as he wins that further fight. And NaVi Junior are getting rolling now. And we see this from them, Semler. We see them just start to go on these streaks. That's got to be a scary thing for Fnatic Rising, because I'm sure they watched those games yesterday and they'll have seen what NaVi Junior can do when they start to get rolling.
This is where I was wondering, right? I mean, we saw a solid CT side from NaVi yesterday, but then T side, I think it was more to do with them not being not being able to close, not so much VP putting up a strong fight. But the CT side for NaVi really leaves you a lot to be desired. But now, I mean, you can just play around these playmakers. You know, if Ankar is going to decide to step in here and get a triple kill, my only gripe is that it's going to be difficult to reproduce these kinds of rounds. You know, Ankar getting a quad kill, or rather, I mean, Ankar with the triple, Cynics with the quad, you know, those aren't reproducible rounds. So do NaVi have a way to get in here and actually win rounds consistently? That's what we're going to be finding out here as it progresses. 0 AWP save for Pepser. And hold on to that for the next round. That's nice. But it's another round of eco here for Fnatic. And now Fnatic, I think, have got to be telling themselves, it's time to get serious here, boys. We're running out of tarmac. We're running out of room. We were looking to take off in this series, and NaVi might be grounding us.
I also think it is pretty important for NaVi Junior having a couple of those riflers make those sorts of proactive plays and bring them into rounds. Because you could see in that very round, it looked like Fnatic Rising were using a lot of utility onto short against that AWP of mouz. They really wanted to make sure he couldn't get those same chances to find those opening kills, to be active. They used a couple of mollies onto his position to eventually completely kill him outright. Here comes the run boost for that AWP Pepsaw. He's got across safely. Oh, and I thought he was going to have the chance there to win that one, but AWP battle goes against him. One kill back from the Deegs, and they have recovered that AWP on the Fnatic Rising side. So we'll keep an eye on whether that sniper can still carry them through. Oh, it's the boost, though. Now they've got a real chance.
These nasty boosts. Thing is, you got to wake up early in the morning if you're going to be faster than mouz. I mean, that guy, he is freakishly quick. Those kinds of flicks, he's going to hit all day long. So those kinds of duels are just going to be so difficult. But now the bomb, I'm glad to see mouz and Fear just kind of playing together here. Play as a duo. Ankar is just using that AK as bait, hoping that somebody from Fnatic is going to move over here and try and recover this rifle. And I actually like this from Ankar. There's still a little bit of time on this clock. If NaVi can now start making some noise towards A, Fnatic might be tempted to rotate through, and that can set Ankar up with this flank.
30
Still trying to
seconds.
make it sound like this is going to be B. He's got that smoke out on the B side. That's going to keep 3 guys pinned here.
Yeah, that could work out nicely. Regali, knowing he's alone right now, is just playing back, but he may look for 1 kill before the push comes in. He can't find that shot, though. Now they will get onto the site, and Regali can't do anything to stop this.
Brilliant work. mouz going to find KST. Regali burns alive, and just like that, NaVi have managed to thread the needle. 3 players alive, straight on through. Brilliant work from NaVi. That leaves you wondering. I mean, this was a safe run, so I'm not going to be too harsh on Fnatic.
Okay, I don't know why Onke didn't just take that kill, but you know what? Fear will come in and steal it. He's fine with that. Oh man, he missed the 1-tap on the player who had his back turned, and for some reason switched away quickly after just firing 1 shot. Has a lot of confidence that he was going to hit the headshot, even if it didn't happen. It works out okay, and Keve is going to go down at the end. No AWP saved at the end there. Fnatic Rising should still have good money, but always nice to keep that economy low on your opponent's side, especially as this game continues to tighten up.
Well, let's see. I mean, it's entirely possible now. This is within striking distance for NaVi. Only 3 rounds separating these 2 teams now. 13-10 Fnatic on the CT side. And well, now let's see. Process is going to show a little bit of presence here in connector early. And Cynics once again finds himself all by his lonesome outside of B. They've managed to punish that twice, Fnatic, so we'll see if they can pick up on the fact that he's out here alone again. Although, as I say that, mouz's rotating around with that AWP. Never mind. Trying to back off.
Definitely seeing the different approach in AWPers somewhat here. Regali has been much more happy on this CT side to just play on long. He's not really going for those same peaks into mid as often, so NaVi Jr. are getting that position to work with, but it's the rifles that lock down mid early. A couple of good kills for them. Cynics was hoping he could lurk out through Monster and find some way back into the round, but they're already down to a 3v5. It's so hard to turn this sort of round back into your favor.
Oh, let's see. This is, I mean, it's if anybody's capable of it, I mean, mouz and Fear are still alive on this. Cynics has had some crazy rounds, but Regali's going to be close enough to hear the footsteps now, and he should be able to pick up a kill here on Cynics. Leg shot instead. Honestly, they need to accelerate now, but there's still 2 players alive on the A site. This should be an impossible situation for NaVi.
Nice clear from Fear, but too many players on the site. Even if he gets that long kill, he's instantly traded out from those site players. And Manesi has no choice but to try and save this AWP into the next. Maybe do a bit of damage at the end here. We'll see. They're pushing his position, but he can't land the shot. Ends up dying after time. I don't think it will make a massive difference, though. They've still got money in the bank. They really just need to make sure they can keep winning rounds at this point.
Yeah, nicely done. Well, that means, I mean, right now, you know, the thing is, what's important, Maui, or not Maui, but Hawkeye,
Maui.
You know, is that Maui is not wrong per se, because both teams are now in double digits.
True.
So at least he's got that covered. Maybe he thought that, you know, it would be Fnatic with the 10 and NaVi would be in the lead, but it doesn't matter because he's right. Double digits for both sides.
So it was a pretty safe prediction, I'll be honest. He hasn't
You think
really
so?
put his neck
Okay.
on the line there. I know. I guess we've had some pretty one-sided maps so far throughout this gauntlet.
I mean, yesterday was probably the fastest day of CS I've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Double best of 3, and I mean, just nothing but single digits. That was crazy.
These are those 2 top teams in the gauntlet, though. The ones you would expect to play it close and delivering right now. 14-10 in favor of Fnatic Rising. NaVi Jr. have been fighting their way back on this T side. They have to keep it up, though, and it was a couple of those hero plays that were carrying them through. We'll see if they can find some more of those here. Long control being taken early, and no one on the CT side to stop that from happening.
This has really been the go-to strategy for NaVi. Although this time they are pushing up pretty aggressively early. Are they able to figure out that the restrooms hold is coming through here? Fnatic with this fresh smoke.
Ooh.
Clever little angle here from Prosus. And it's looking like Kev is going to be rotating up to the A site. Regali seems to have sensed that something's out of whack. mouz setting up the smokes. We're going to get the nades over the top. And now it's a question of whether or not NaVi can swamp this A defense.
That molly is so well timed from that rotating player. Keva has slowed them down significantly. They have to win these bathrooms battles, and they will win the first. Fear with another, and now they have the chance to get out onto this A site. They're even watching for the flank up connector. NaVi Jr. aware of all possibilities in this round, and even though they got slowed on their A approach, they stay calm, they stay in control of the situation, and as soon as they get a couple of those early kills, they get the round confirmed.
Perfect. Fully aware, you know, they've worked their way all the way up long. They know that they haven't really cleared out restrooms. That's going to be the point of action, and sure enough, NaVi were ready for it. 14-11, it's fixing to be. Still in favor of Fnatic, but Fnatic managers, they're like, oh yeah, cool, we won a round, guys, great. And unfortunately, you're going to go right back into, well, not quite half by hell. If you save this one rifle, you can drop some. Now, if you're KST and actually have a pretty reasonable buy for Fnatic, but if they lose the next one, man, this is going to get within striking distance for NaVi to tie things up. What a fight being put on here by NaVi. They're showing some true grit. Now the question of whether or not Fnatic are going to be able to actually keep it together. We saw some clever boosts from them on B side early on, but there really hasn't been much of a presence from NaVi towards B. It's been a lot of default mid. mouz playing around mouz with the AWP, looking for picks, looking for duels.
They are happy to keep on taking that control towards connector, going up towards mid slowly but surely. Similar setup for Fnatic Rising, where they focus on the bathrooms initially, but perhaps that previous round playing into the back of their minds. They do need to be aware of the potential long play. So they have rotated another player up to A to reinforce this bomb site. A fair bit of utility has been used here by NaVi Jr. just to gain some early ground. They do have a bit of utility left though, certainly enough to go for a site take. That smoke is missed, and mouz makes them pay. Shot on the edge of it, easy pick for NaVi Jr. Had a great opportunity to try and capitalize.
Do we actually get a B hit here from NaVi? Looking like it. Cynics, he's going to get once again swamped. Pepster and KST waiting for the smoke to clear. They're going to have that edge, that advantage. Sure enough, it's 1-for-1, but Cynics is there, catching them out. Double kill, and that opens up the B side for business. Kev is trying to rotate down here as quickly as possible. Regali, yeah, nope. Not able to get there fast enough, Kev. He turns tail and runs. That's the correct thing to do. You're not going to be able to hold the tide when they've already made it up onto the bomb site. mouz, though, taking down Regali, not letting him get out. And they know where Kev is.
It's a nice peek initially, but there are still players somewhat close by. Oh, he may dodge them here. Gotta wait and see, because Oncare knows that long is completely clear. So they should be aware. Kev's moved in towards the bathrooms. Oh, there are players surrounding him right now. This is so uncomfortable. All separate sides he's being pushed from. The first shot is good, but surely he's in trouble here. Eventually, Cynics finds him from the back. No save allowed. Fnatic Rising will be low on cash ahead of this next round. And this comeback is really looking likely right now. It looks like it's going to be a close one. And Fnatic Rising may need to take a timeout at some point here, because this has slipped really quickly for them.
Oh, this is just getting a little bit uncomfortable. And this is Fnatic's pick as well. Worth mentioning. NaVi have Ancient coming up next. And so this is going to be, I mean, it's going to be one of the most beautiful comebacks that we've had all tournament long if NaVi managed to pull this off. That was, just to, again, say, that was from a 12-3 first half scoreline. Fnatic in the lead, 12-3 in the first half. And now, well, NaVi are 2 rounds away from tying it up. Well, Prosus, though, going to have something to say about it. Takes down the runner-up on NaVi. Oncare out of the picture. He's been getting a lot of the kills for NaVi. Goes up playing the monster at the top of the scoreboard for NaVi. But that is actually the opening that Fnatic really needed in this round.
Well, NaVi Jr. have gone back to Old Faithful in that long control, which has been theirs throughout the majority of this half. They've got that to go their way, and they've got the AWP watching for any peeks from Connector. I don't think Regali will show himself, though. He'll likely wait to see if he can maybe find a flank later, or just stay alive in that position, because he knows that NaVi Jr. just constantly have to be scared of their back, which is never a fun position to be in.
No, does he hit the timing? Yep. Oh, beautiful kill. There we go. Regali, this is how you throw it completely out of whack, how you tilt NaVi off the face of the planet. You kill him slowly with deagles.
Oh man. It's so brutal. Fear finally landing some headshots, but it's too little, too late. Regali finding the timing in Connector, popping up with 2 quick kills in the back. And a smirk on the face of Pepsor. He's happy that they get the 15, and of course it had to be with the Deagles.
Just the way it is these days, man. You get those Deagle rounds going. NaVi start getting scared. You know, you get a little locked up. Start realizing, wait a second, are we losing control of the situation? The answer is yes. Regali with a monster flank, monster double kill. Pretty much tanks the round for NaVi. So we will get a timeout called. And well, now it's obvious. NaVi need to play perfectly. If they want to get overtime, they need 3 rounds in a row. Otherwise, it's Fnatic picking up the first map of this best of 3.
Has been a strong fight back from NaVi Jr., but they left themselves in a big hole to try and climb out of. Fnatic Rising just need 1 more round to get themselves this first map win. We'll see if they can do it here with a listen in to Fnatic Rising.
Okay. I go long then. Yeah, someone needs to mollo delayed, maybe Kevin or...
Yeah, I'm gonna mollo stairs.
Yeah. We can do it like this once, you could just go free on Joker, okay?
I'm gonna molly
close.
short
You can
late.
peek on my contact. It's okay,
I'm
fuck
blind.
it. Yeah, it's okay. I have first contact, you can play anti-flash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need the door as well. They flash me.
Yeah.
One is underground.
I'm in mid
Yes.
toilet.
Yeah, it's okay. All good.
They're
Two
doing the
underground.
same.
2 underground.
Yeah, they're doing the same.
2 underground and... one I guess. On playground.
I will push.
I'm
against
watching
playground.
underground from mid toilet, taking peek balloons.
I can flash him
Okay.
round to be alone.
No. I will just pick it now.
Mid toilet.
Yeah.
More time.
Nice.
Relax.
David's playing, guys.
Playground, 1 to be dead.
Let's get
Following.
Last guys, peel lurker,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I got
Playground.
14. Stay
safe.
close to me.
Coming close.
Nice.
Good shit!